I'll wait for some of you guys to come on. There's so much I want to talk about. This is going to be a short video, and then I'm going to go um, and do an ancestral message for the people involved with Celeste Hernandez case. Okay. So I went to a powwow. This is Jennifer Felix readings. I am a seer. Um, in the Native American culture, they call it spirit talker. Okay. Spirit talker. The one that can talk to spirits. Okay. They call us spirit talkers. Okay. And normally you come from a bloodline of spirit talkers. It's not one generation, it's multiple generations. Hey, JR, of spirit talkers. So I went to a powwow today, and it was in the state of Pennsylvania. And I will be going to other powwows, real Native American powwows, okay, with indigenous people. The indigenous culture has been hijacked, okay, hijack. What I mean is you got pretend wannabe indigenous, okay? If you're out here pretending that you have indigenous blood in you or you're indigenous, don't do it. Don't do it, okay? The reason why I say don't do it is because what I witnessed today at that powwow, I'm not trying to put anybody down. Was there natives there? Yes, true natives, okay? When we say native or indigenous, is indigenous to the land, indigenous blood, okay, that runs through your blood, okay, you through the blood, through your veins, through your DNA, mRNA, okay. um I'm just like, and I'm going to one in New Mexico. I think it will be the last one that they're having. This is where all nations come together in New Mexico, from different tribes. I have a lot of people that follow me that are from different tribes, um, different indigenous tribes. I have a lot of friends that are that I know personally from different tribes. Okay, I don't pretend who I am. I am indigenous. I have indigenous blood. Okay, my tribe is Tayano. Tayano. That is my tribe. Okay, we come from the Caribbean islands, and I probably have Arawak somewhere in there. Okay. Now, people may say, Jen, how you know you're indigenous? First of all, I have a DNA test that can tell you that I'm indigenous, that I have indigenous blood. Okay? So I went to this powwow, you guys, and I already knew what I was going to see, but I had to see it for myself. Okay? So when Donald Trump said that uh, the fake indigenous people, he was right about that. Um, There's so many Caucasians, white people out here pretending they're indigenous. You're not indigenous. Now, is there black indigenous? Yes. There are many black indigenous from different tribes. Blackfoot, um, uh, Blackfoot is one. Um, there's many tribes, okay? But there is black people indigenous. Yes, they have indigenous blood, okay? So I went to the powwow. It was a great experience. I got to meet people, and I got to visit a mural of indigenous women that are still missing to today. Go missing all the time. They're not accounted for. They're not even looked at as um, somebody to care about, somebody to worry about. Um, and I visited that mural, and I didn't have no flowers, so I went in the woods and I grabbed some flowers and I put it there. And when I walked around that area, I was just thinking to myself, you know how many indigenous women go missing? Indigenous, okay? A lot of indigenous women go missing. It's more than what they're saying, okay? And I felt the spirits of my ancestors. I felt the spirits of these indigenous women there. And it was so profound. Okay. That was the best experience I had at that powwow. Okay. The drumming, too. There was some natives. There's probably like, I don't know. It wasn't a handful, but I feel like the indigenous culture, the way they have hijacked it, and I seen all these Caucasian white people pretending that they're indigenous. And people may say, Jen, why are you even talking about this? The reason I'm talking about it is because it's a disgrace. It's not just a disgrace. Don't pretend to be something you're not, okay? There was white people claiming they're indigenous. Now, do some white people have indigenous ancestors? Yes, okay? But I mean, these people were pretending that they were true indigenous people, okay? It was, how can I say? It made me angry. Okay, it made me angry. Um it made me angry. It made me angry. It made me I wouldn't say confused because I knew that what I was gonna walk upon was what I was gonna walk upon. You had white people pretending to be indigenous. Okay, it's you guys, and then you get mad, and then they talk about indigenous people, indigenous culture, indigenous ways. It's sacred ways. It's not just sacred ways, it's a way of living. When you live indigenous, is you don't live indigenous one day and decide not to live indigenous the next day. Okay, in my life, I am indigenous. I live indigenous ways. I practice indigenous practices. Okay, and they call us spirit talkers. Okay, I don't tell you guys a lot of things. I only tell you what I want you to know. Okay, but when I went there today, you guys, I was just like, oh my gosh. And I know I'm going to get a lot of email from my indigenous friends on my YouTube channel. It has been hijacked, hijack. Um, I took videos, I took pictures, and when I was watching them dance and stuff, I'm just like, this can't be real. Okay, this cannot be real, but I had to see it for myself. So any other powwows that I go to, I'm going to make sure that they are full indigenous, okay? Um, because the indigenous know their way, okay? They know their way, their true way, okay? They have true healing. Um, and I'm not trying to put nobody down, but if you're out here faking that you have indigenous in you, I mean, shame on you, okay? Shame on you. It's just a disgrace. And I understand now why the indigenous people are so mad and why some of these powwows will no longer go on, especially like these big powwows where different tribes come from all around the world. Um, it is crazy. And I think the reason why the one in New Mexico um, is because of the the pretending, okay? Pretending to be indigenous. It is so sad, you guys, okay? They hate indigenous people so much, but they pretend to be them, okay? It's like they don't have their own identity. It's so sad. Um, but yes, I just want to come on and say that stop pretending if you're indigenous and you're not, you're stop pretending, okay? It's a disgrace to the true indigenous people, the true indigenous way. Um and we have to honor and respect the true indigenous people. Um and how you know you're indigenous is you normally get a DNA test. It will tell you your percentage of what indigenous tribe. Now I know a lot of people that are indigenous, they have many Alba. Hey, Alba. The last time I went to a powwow, a Native American was hating on me. I'm Mexican. Yes, Mexicans are Native American, by the way. I feel like they have something towards Mexicans, but we are them. Yes, Mexicans are indigenous. Mexicans are indigenous. Every Mexican person has indigenous blood in them. And I know this for a fact. Okay? I know this for a fact. One of my best friends is from Mexico. Okay? Mexico. Okay? I mean, I have a lot of, I call her my Atlantean sister. Okay? And she has many tribes. She took her DNA test and she has many tribes, not just one tribe, it's many tribes. So those Mexicans you're telling that they need to go back home, you're on their land. Okay. California, all those places, Texas, they're indigenous land. Okay. They're the indigenous people. Okay. The ancestors are seeing what's going on, and I'm telling you, they're not happy. Okay. They're not happy with it at all. And to look down on Mexicans is so sad because Mexicans are indigenous, okay? They come from Mayan, they come from the Aztecs. They have so many indigenous cultures in Mexico. Okay? Yes, and I don't know why the indigenous people look down on the Mexicans, because the Mexicans are indigenous, okay? I met a lady today, she's from I think she's from Guatemala. She's indigenous. She should have been in that circle dancing. Oh man, so I feel like my indigenous brothers and sisters, hear me, hear me, hear me. Yep, my tech. Yes, listen to what I'm about to tell you. We are all one. Okay, we are all one. What they're trying to do is turn us against each other. Okay, we are strong in numbers. Okay, we are strong in numbers. Okay, um, we are strong in numbers. Okay, it is so sad because they're like, Mexicans need to go home, but you're on their land. Okay, you're on their land. And Mexicans, yes, was invaded by the Spaniards, but they're indigenous. They have indigenous blood. They're from many tribes. In Mexico, they have many indigenous tribes. Tribes older than you, tribes older than you even know the names of. Okay? You don't even know the names of some of these tribes. You may know the Aztecs, the Mayans. There's many tribes in Mexico. Okay? And these people are in California, they're in Texas, they're everywhere. They have real native blood. Even blacks have indigenous blood. Okay? But I just feel like the Native American, well, Native, I'm not going to say Native American, indigenous people's culture has been hijacked by pretending white people that pretend that they're indigenous. Okay, stop pretending. We're not pretending no more. This is 2025. If you took a DNA test and you don't have no native in you, you're not native. I took my DNA test, you guys. My second number on my DNA test was a high indigenous. It says indigenous, and it says my tribe. I have friends that took DNA tests and they have like five or six, seven or eight or nine different tribes. Okay. I knew I was going to see what I had to see, and I had to see it today. These people have pretending. We're not pretending. This is 2025. Okay, this is the year of the truth, the awakening, and no pretending. Okay, so we're not pretending out here. Okay, I just want to make that clear. Okay, and I don't want nobody to be offended on my page if you're white. I have nothing against white people. I love all people. We're all one. Okay, but when I talk about indigenous, you need to have indigenous blood run through those veins. Okay. Yes, I am Puerto Rican native. I am Puerto Rican native. My father's tribe is Taino. And there's another name for it. It goes back even more farther than Taino. Okay. And I could have Arawak in me too. because the Arawaks and Taino, they were marrying each other. They were always fighting each other, and they're all one. Okay, so no tribe is better than the other tribe. Okay, we are all one. Okay, all one, and we all must love each other, and we all must not be divided. Okay, and it's sad that the Mexicans get the bad rap. It is really sad. The reason they do that is to distract you from their true identity, and also to distract you and to hate on a race of people. Okay, Mexicans are indigenous. Okay, they have many indigenous tribes in their DNA, in their makeup. It's not just Aztec, Mayan. It's ones that go back even farther that you don't even know the names, and some of you know the names. Okay, so we're not hijacking nobody's race here. If you're not black, you're not black. Okay, I have black in me. My mother is black. You guys see many pictures of my mother. Okay, so we're not hijacking. We're not pretending out here. We're not doing that. Okay, I was so disappointed. I'm going to make a comment on the website. I'm not going to put nothing sarcastic or mean. I'm just going to say respect the true indigenous identity. Okay, and not just um, respect, but honor, and um, it's crazy. Okay, so yes, so the indigenous cultures have been hijacked. There's people out here pretending that they are indigenous and they're white and Caucasian. Now, do some Caucasians have indigenous blood? Yes. Okay, but not all of them do. Okay. So I just want to address that, you guys. And to all my indigenous brothers and sisters out there, I love you guys. I love all you guys. And we must stand as one. No matter what background you are, we must all stand as one. We must not look down on another race. But if you're out here pretending, we must call it out. Okay, we must call it out for what it is. Okay, it's not right. It's not right. And then these people are telling, and it's so interesting. The people that were there, you could tell they're the ones that are quick to say, "Oh, send those Mexicans home." And you really need to say send those indigenous home because they're indigenous. Okay, and it's so sad. It is so sad. Yes, I have Puerto Rican in me. People were asking me today, and I was telling them my tribe. Okay, and we take on names. Okay, we are given names. Okay, at birth. Okay, the Tainos still live today. They try to erase us. We're still here. We're still strong. We're a nation. We have a banner. We have a flag. We have ways. We have traditions. We have all that, and those traditions will live on forever. Okay, and it's so sad how they tried to say that we were wiped. They said that they wiped that we are no longer exist. We exist, you guys. We exist. To my Tinos, my Arawaks, my Caribs, we exist. Okay. We're out here. Okay. We're out here strong. Okay. So I love you guys. I'm gonna come back, and I want to do a third reading on Celeste Hernandez, Celeste Rivera's Hernandez. I want to tell you guys something that when I was channeling her, what I seen, and her grandmother, because I feel like this will be very important for this case, and I'm lighting a candle for her because justice will prevail. Justice will be served out here. But a lot of things out here are distractions. I'm going to be doing some videos on what I see that's going to be happening, because there's some things that are happening. So there's going to be a lot of distractions from distracting your focus on where it needs to be. So you will be distracted, and I don't want you guys to be distracted in the wrong direction. Okay, as we say in the native culture, there's 4 directions. Okay, we need to be directed in the right direction. Okay, as as a people, as a nation. Um, so I will be back on. I want to do this because I want to tell you what else that I was seeing, and I feel like this is important. This will be my last video. She's with the ancestors, and we all go with the ancestors. We are the ancestors. um, so I'll be back on, you guys. I'm going to log off here and come back on. Yeah. So my indigenous brothers and sisters, don't look down on another indigenous cultures, okay? If they're Mexican, if they're Puerto Rican, if they're anything out here, don't look down. They're still indigenous. Um, um, Alba, Alba, come back on my next video. I'm going to tell you guys something, and I'm going to get it out because I feel like this will help with the case with Celeste Hernandez. There's a lot of Celeste Hernandez out there. Um, wow, there's a lot of Emily Pikes out there. There's a lot of missing indigenous women that are not even accounted for. I remember I did that video in California, and I seen two of the girls that I did a read on. They're still not found. To this day, they're not found. They are not found. Their bodies are not found. They want to pretend to be us, but they don't want to look for our people that are going missing, that are getting kidnapped and going missing out here. Okay, especially the indigenous women. They're going missing and they're being kidnapped. Okay. I did a read on all those indigenous women in California, that there was graves that were that bodies were found, and one man did not do that alone, you guys. Okay, one man did not do that alone. Okay, there's many indigenous children going missing, even women. Okay, some of these people that indigenous people that have crossed into their own land from Mexico. They are Mayan descent. They don't even speak Spanish or, um, yeah, they don't speak Spanish or English. They speak their native tongue. Okay. I had one of my friends, she came on, she was speaking Mayan. Okay. Her descendants are the Mayans. Okay. She spoke a little bit of her language just so you guys can hear it. It's a beautiful language. And I respect every culture. I respect everybody's ways. Okay. Um, But the truth is the truth, and you come to my channel, I'm gonna give you the truth if you want to hear it or not, because that's just who I am, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna come back on. I want to talk more about Celeste, and then tomorrow I'm gonna come on with some videos what I see to come, because there's some things that are coming, you guys, and we can't be distracted. Um, they say they don't exist. No, the Haitians and Jamaican news anchor read that they looked up at the camera and they said, who are they? Who are we? Haitians, Jamaicans, they're Arawaks, and they're Taino and they're Caribs. And there's a story about in Jamaica how the Arawaks, they went through so much when the Spaniards took over, because the Spaniards took over Puerto Rico too, and they wind up. There's a story in Jamaica. If you're Jamaican on my page, you know the story where the Arawaks took their own life, you guys. They took their own life. The reason they took their own life is because of what they had to endure. Okay. Yes, they are Arawak, they are Taino, and they're Carib. Okay. Caribs are they're the ones that are mixed with if you want to say black. But it's interesting with the Caribs because the Caribs are all over South America. There's another name to the Caribs too, and they still speak the old language. Even in Jamaica, they still speak the old language. Okay. Um, I'm trying to think of. Oh man, they call them something else too. If anybody on my page from Jamaica knows what I'm talking about, yeah, they're Arawak descent and they're Taino descent and they're Carib descent. They're mostly Arawak, but some of them are Taino. They know which tribe they come from because of the stories and what they've been taught and their what they learned and stuff like that. Me and my brother talk all the time. And the Arawaks took their own life. because of some of them took their own life. There was a big genocide. Well, not genocide. What they tried to do was a cleansing, but they didn't cleanse the blood because we're still here. Okay. Um, yes, but there's a story. I need to find that story where it was so bad what they went through, they decided to take their own life. Some of them did. It was an Arawak. There was a Arawak tribe. In Haiti, you have Arawak. Dominican Republic, Arawak. The highest population of Taino is in Puerto Rico, but Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti. Haiti was called Española. Okay, the original name of Haiti was Española. The indigenous people named Española because of the mountains in Haiti. Haiti. What happened was the French took over one part of Haiti and the Spanish took over the other part. But they're all one. Okay, and they're even divided over there. The Dominicans think they're too good for the Haitians, and the Haitians it's just crazy. Okay, we're in a reverse world, and we all need to come together as one. Okay, we all need to come together as one. Okay. Yes, Haitians have Arawak blood, and they have Taino blood. But they mostly have Arawak. Jamaicans have Arawak, and they have Taino. Okay, but the highest population of Taino is Puerto Rico. Okay, now you'll get um, it depends on where you live on that island. You might get more Taino, more Arawak, more Caribs. It's interesting because they still speak the language. They still speak the language, and they're everywhere. Okay, so I can't think of the name. Um, they still speak the language. Um, oh, they're in South America. I didn't even know that there's my tribes in the Tainos are in Hawaii. They're in Hawaii. So Hawaiians are my brothers and sisters. South and even in Ghana, y'all my brothers and sisters. Okay, all those places, y'all my brothers and sisters. We were everywhere. Okay, we knew the water, we knew the land. Okay, so we're all brothers and sisters, and we're all one. Okay, yeah. There's a story about the Arawaks. That not all of them, but there was a time where some of them took their own life because of the harsh conditions that they lived. Okay, they couldn't endure it. It's not that they couldn't endure it; they didn't want to endure it. Okay, they shouldn't endure it, what we endured. Okay, they try to erase our history. They try to erase everything from us because they don't want us to know who we truly are. Yes, Colombia, Venezuela, Guatemala, all those places, we all are the same. Even in Peru. Okay, we're all the same. Mexico, we're all the same. Okay, it's just different tribes. Okay, but there's this I can't think of the name of them. You'll see them in Honduras, you'll see them in Venezuela, you'll see them in Brazil. You'll see them, and they mostly live on the coastlines of the islands. Okay. Yes, I uploaded the Candace Owens channeling. The audio, you guys, my volume was all the way up. Okay, my volume was all the way up, and I will try to. I'm going not try. I will do that video again on Candace Owens. I'm going to channel Candace Owens and what I see going on surrounding her. Okay, and my audio is up. The thing is, they put my audio down. Okay, and the reason why they put my audio down is because they don't want the truth to get out. Okay. They know the ones that are real and the ones that are fake. Okay. They know that. My audio was all the way up, you guys. I'm not on here pretending. I don't have to pretend who I am. Okay. I am who I am. Okay. um, so I know that video has truth, has a lot of truth to it. Okay. That's why the volume was turned down. But I will redo that video because I remember everything I said. Okay. So I'm gonna come back on. I'm gonna do a quick video on this beautiful girl. There's many of these Celestes out here. Okay, many of these Celestes out here that go missing. Yes, Candace's life is in danger. I will come back on. I will do two videos. One on Candace, and one on Celeste. So let's go. I'm gonna log off, come back on, do it real quick. I'm gonna come straight to the point, what I'm seeing. No, I'm not using no cards or nothing. I don't have to use that stuff, you guys, okay? And I'm gonna stop using cards. I'm gonna go straight and just read as a psychic. JR then. So I'll be back on. So I will do Celeste, and I'll do what I see around Candace Owens. Um and yeah. Okay. All right, so I'll be back on, you guys. All right. Bye.